months after I had my babies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I feel like, I mean, he was also 13 years old.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like, in a way, I feel like he was just like, okay, well, like, I did my job with you, you know? Like,
Damn.
como que
Dude, you're gonna make me cry,
I'm
man.
sorry, but like he.
Can you put the
Oh
mic?
yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, yeah. And you're able to Yep, there we go.
Is that
Yep.
distance good?
Yeah, that's good. Yep. And just so you can check yourself out. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Did you feel guilty once he passed? Kind of like.
I did.
Yeah.
I felt super guilty because I was like, "Fuck, dude! Like the last 3 months of your life, I spent taking care of my babies instead of taking care of you."
Yeah.
You know. But then it's part of like grieving, and you do grieve dogs. Like I didn't know that. I thought it was just like a pet, but like, fuck, dude, that shit hits you. Like every time you open that door, it's like they're no longer there. You're just like, damn, like they're gone, you know?
But you know what? Even thinking about that right now, like, dude, I just get so emotional just even thinking about that. But me knowing that and knowing that at one point, like Teddy's not going to be around, it makes me appreciate him even more right now.
Right.
You know, it gets me just because, like, dude, I'm his whole life and world, dude, and it's just like that's why at times when like let's say Chelo is kind of like, no, just leave him outside or something, like, no, dude, like I want to give him everything I can and treat him as best as possible because I'm everything for the little guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ooh, fuck,
damn, we're starting
emotional.
deep.
Yeah. Did you ever dream your dog after he passed?
No, I haven't.
No.
Or
you know how a lot of people say they see their dog or they hear the dog like barking or something like that. You never experienced anything like that?
Yes and no. Like I would hear him barking, or he would whine a lot because he was inside, so he would want to always go like outside.
Yeah.
So he would always like cry or like scratch the door. So that's what I would hear.
Oh, really? So you would
He wasn't really a barker. He would like scratch the door a lot because he always wanted to be outside.
And you would hear that after he passed?
Yeah.
Damn.
And so remember I had postpartum psychosis, so I would hear him like scratching and I'd be like, what the fuck? And it's like, it was just like habit that I would always hear him, you know?
Right.
And like you said, it's like we're their whole lives. Like that's all they have.
Right.
And for us, like we have a significant other, we have parents, kids,
Yeah.
stuff. But for them, like that's it. It's just us.
Yeah. Like even earlier, I think about that almost on a daily basis, right? Even like I think when I got home from work and then I'm like, dude, he doesn't have his parent. Like, so my mom, like I'm thinking about it in that sense, right? That dude, like in a sense, I took him away from his siblings, from his mom. We're talking about Teddy, my dog, by the way. And so I feel like since I did that, I got to provide everything I can to him, you know, which I do it without even thinking about it because I love him so much.
Right.
But
yeah.
Man, animals are beautiful.
They are such beautiful creatures. Like they just love like unconditionally, you know?
Yeah.
And it's even crazy because even kids will grow up and then love you conditionally. Like one day your kid's gonna be like, I didn't want that Starbucks gift card. I wanted it to Chick-fil-A, you know? And it's like your dog's just, you give him chicken, he's gonna be happy. You give him pork, he's gonna be happy.
Right. And do you ever think about, you know, how you have your boys right now and they say that you're only gonna have your kids for like maybe 15 years in a sense, because at one point, even though they're everything for you right now, at one point they're not going to want to talk to you.
Right.
They're going to have their girlfriend, their friends, they're going to start ignoring you in a sense, right? Quote unquote.
Yeah.
Do you think about that at this moment in this stage of your life?
Yes.
Really?
I cry about it all the time.
Oh, really? So you're already like,
fuck, dude, like one day they're going to get married and have like a wife and then their own kids. And it's like, my job is done, you know?
Damn.
It's like, it's sad.
Yeah.
So then the way you think about your dog is the same way you're going to think about your daughter one day. Because, and it's even like, you know what's crazy? Before I had kids, I was a huge animal. I mean, I still am, but like I was a huge animal lover. And my brother one time was like, if you got to save the life of a dog or a baby, who would you choose? And I was like 13 at the time, and I was like, I would choose a dog because dogs are the best and this and that. But it's like genuinely like when you're young and like that's all you know, like this, like these dogs just love you so much. And with like kids, it's like at that moment I was like, well, there's so many kids, like who cares,
Yeah, damn, dude, you're gonna give me yeah, because even that, right? I've been thinking about like, dude, how cool is like when my daughter is born, she's gonna get to meet Teddy. You know what I mean? Like, so they're gonna be able to grow up in a sense and play together. So at least she's gonna have that memory of Teddy. Like, why am I so shit?
It's emotional because you love these like animals so much, and unfortunately they're meant to be placed on earth for like such a short period of time, and it sucks because it's like I wish they could live forever, but their lives are so short and it's so unfair.
Yeah. Are you thinking of getting any more pets or dogs or no? No? Why is that?
Because I was so sad when my dog passed away. Like I still like cry about him, and it still makes me so sad that I'm just like, there's just no way I could do that to my kids. Like imagine, I'm kind of glad he passed away when they were so young, because imagine if they grew up together and then he passed away when they were like 5 or 6 and they're like, mommy, where's the doggy? Mommy, where's... It's like, oh, I can't like.
But don't you think don't you think in a sense, because I've thought about that too, like would I ever get another dog after Teddy? And I think about it, I'm like, nah, like I don't want to replace him, you know? And when you were saying that, I was thinking in my head, but you're kind of losing out on giving another dog like a beautiful life for him, you know?
Yeah.
Or for your kids at one point. But then I was contradicting myself at the same time that I'm like, but I don't want to replace him, you know? So it's kind of hard.
It is hard. Yeah, it's hard.
All right. You want to get started with this podcast? Yeah. All right.
Are you ready?
Fuck, man.
To Hoy No Mas Podcast with Angel Houseman.
That's crazy, man. You got me thinking about a lot of things. All right, Bere. This is going to be your third episode. Yeah. How do you feel on coming over to the podcast again?
I feel good.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's always a great time.
Yeah, I was just asking Bere if your boyfriend approves on you coming to the podcast.
Yeah. Everything's cool.
Yeah. The majority of your posts, man, till this day, they're still getting so many freaking views and likes and comments till this point.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is? Do you feel like it's better? Do you feel it's the topic? Do you feel that it was the way that it was edited?
I think it was
combination of everything.
Yeah. I think it was like just my realness. I feel like a lot of people are scared to say what I said.
That's true.
People are just not that raw. And then second, I think it's the topic.
Yeah.
Like that topic is not really talked about a lot. And so I think that's two of the main reasons why.
And even just because of the podcast that we've had, I guess I've like, well, not only those 2 podcasts, right? But then I had another guest that she kind of spoke a little bit of her experience. And even today after work, one of my friends told me his experience of like going through his wife's, his wife giving birth twice. And just the story of somebody going through a C-section, it's insane. But people never explain what goes behind a C-section, right. But there's a lot of freaking, like he was telling me there was like 20 doctors around his wife.
Yeah.
It's like 20 doctors or 20 hospital personnel.
Nurses, yeah.
I was like, why so many? But I guess they're documenting everything, taking notes and all that. And I thought, it's just one doctor just cutting her open and that's it.
Yeah.
But he was telling me, nah, it's nothing like that. At least from his experience, he said it was nothing like that. Like in the movies where, here you go. That's like, It's nothing like that.
Yeah, no, It's not. And it's such a like deep subject that it's like we're only touching the surface, like we would have to go into like a whole 10 episode series.
That's crazy.
To like really digest because it's so much information and there's so much misinformation too. Like you said, your friend was saying he thought it was just like 2-3 people and here's your baby. because that's all that's ever shared.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck, I lost my... Oh, even the thing of, like, I didn't even know it was the thing. I mean, I've seen people with flat heads, right? Mm-hmm. But I didn't know you have to lay down the kid a certain way or pick him up or something like that in order for the baby not to have a flat head.
Right. You have to do tummy time.
Okay.
At least 30 minutes a day when they're, like, first born, so that they don't gain a flat head because they're laying flat 24 hours pretty much.
Is there a term for that? Like, instead of like a flat head?
No, I think that's actually what it's called.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And if your baby does get a flat head, then they just go and get like this hard helmet. I don't know if you've ever seen babies
I've seen them. Oh, okay.
So they go get a hard helmet to help shape their skull.
That's crazy because their head is so tender, right?
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've learned so much. Thank you, Bere. You're teaching me so much. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So it's just 30 minutes a day that you have to turn them around, or how does that work?
I think it depends. I think when they're like first born, like you do like 30 minutes a day and then like an hour and then 2 hours and then you just keep going from there.
Okay, cool. And then another thing too is that they told me that I think every 2 hours you have to wake up the baby to feed him milk or food. Yeah, milk or...
Well, food is their milk. Yeah. So milk.
Okay.
But it just depends. Like your pediatrician will tell you, like, oh, your baby is at a good weight. You don't have to wake her up to feed her. Or like your baby's still underweight. You have to make sure she's gaining this much weight per week and stuff like that. But for the most part, my babies were at a good weight after their first pediatrician appointment, so I didn't need to wake them up every 2 hours.
Oh, really? Yeah. So it's not a must?
No.
Oh, okay, because they were telling me that you have to, at least, who told me this? I think it was one of my coworkers that they're like, no, you have to wake him up every 2 hours. So inside of my head, like, you have to, it's a must. And his way of explaining was that, since a baby doesn't know that he or she needs food, you have to wake them up in order to keep them hydrated and with food in their system or milk in their system. So I was like, what the heck? That's news to me. Mm-hmm. But because I've also heard about that, oh yeah, like she's a super good baby or he's a super good baby. They sleep throughout the whole night. So I was like, I thought it was just like that.
Well, in the beginning, when they're newborns, they're most likely going to be waking up every 2 to 3 hours. Okay. But by the time they're like 3 months, they usually can go up to like 4 hour, like sleeping breaks.
Yeah.
So it just depends. Every baby's different. And honestly, I think if I gave anybody like advice, it's stop taking parenting advice from other people because everybody's different. Every baby is different. They're not all made and manufactured the same way, you know?
Damn.
Some babies are crankier. Some babies are a lot better babies and they sleep through the night. And then you have people telling you like, oh, well, my baby sleeps through the night. And it's like, okay, well, mine doesn't. Like, you know, it's like, don't take parenting advice from anyone, like, except for your pediatrician, because that's who's going to have your best interest. You know, that's your baby's doctor. And that's who's going to tell you your baby's underweight, your baby's at a good weight. Yeah. You don't have to wake up your baby to eat anymore, or you have to feed your baby more, whatever it is. That's the only person that can tell you. Other than that, it's like, every baby's different. Maybe your baby's going to be super calm and they're going to be at a good weight and they don't have to wake up every 2-3 hours.
Yeah, I think what you said is key. And you can tell exactly that through the comment section because there's so much back and forth.
Yeah.
Right? Because everybody has their own experience or their own beliefs or their own teachings that they disagree between each other. Even the things we said, they're like, oh, don't listen to this guy or don't listen to her. They don't know anything. But then other people agree. So I think you freaking nailed it right there.
Yeah. Every baby is so different. Even me with twins, like both of my babies are completely different. So it's like, you just have to adapt to your baby and you have to do what's right for you and your family at the end of the day.
I agree.
If no one agrees with that, I'm sorry, I'm not here to please you, you know? You're only pleasing one person. I remember my pediatrician told me, like, no one's the boss here except for your baby. And it's so true. Like, they are the boss. If they're hungry, they eat. If they need this, they're the boss. You just do what's best for them.
Yeah, and it's because, and at the end of the day, it's, I guess you can say it's common sense, but like they say, common sense is not common because if even for us human beings as adults, right, not all diets are going to be the same for each individual, right? Exactly. So it's the same thing for babies. Yeah. I mean, it almost sounds so simple, but even that is not simple.
Yeah, people just think as soon as you're having a baby that you need all this advice. And it's like, I didn't ask for any of this. Like, oh my God, I cannot tell you how many times, like, oh, you should do this. Oh, you should do that. Oh, you should do this. It's like, girl, like, let me find out, Yeah. Like, that's just the only way you can find out is by trial and error.
Yeah, through life experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's your first time being a dad. It's like, I don't want you to tell me how it's going to be. Like, let me experience it. Maybe your shitty experience is not going to be so shitty for me.
Right.
And you're already ruining it by planting the seeds in my head.
I hear that a lot of, and maybe this is not your situation or your current situation, but I hear that a lot, that suegras or like they try to like, no, you shouldn't be doing that, or you should be doing this instead. Like I always hear those freaking stories where the woman, the mom and like the grandma, they clash and things like that.
Yeah.
Do you recall of a situation, not with your suegra, right? But of somebody giving you a specific tip that you're like, dude, like, no, I'm not going to do that. Anything in specific by any chance?
I think my situation was different because I had twins. And so for me, actually, it's so funny because they're telling you to wake up your baby every 2 hours. And for me, they would tell me the same thing. They were like, oh, you have to like wake up your baby to eat. And for me, it was like, well, I had to put my twins on a strict schedule because when they were first born, obviously they're not on a schedule. They're newborns. So one was waking up at 1 to eat, and then the other one was waking up at like 3 to eat. So it's like as soon as I finished with one, I was up with the other one. So I had to put them on a strict schedule. When one woke up to eat, I woke up the other one to eat. And everyone was like, don't wake up the baby. Like, lo vas a asustar si lo estás despertando. And I'm like, yeah, but I need to put them on a schedule so that we can survive. Like, I can't be up 24 hours,
Right.
So we put them on a schedule, and it's the best thing I've ever done. They're on a strict schedule. They wake up at the same time. They take naps at the same time. They eat at the same time every single day. Damn. And it's perfect. They sleep through the night. They take 2-hour naps. Like, no complaints. Nice. And everyone told me to not do this. And it worked out for me. It worked out for my family. And it went against everything what everyone told me not to do,
Yeah.
So it's just like advice that people just think you need because you're a first-time parent.
Yeah.
And it's just like, just because I'm a first-time parent doesn't mean I'm unqualified to be a parent. Like, you're already throwing these things at me and you don't even know what I'm going to do.
Right. Dude, I'm excited and nervous at the same time. I don't think nervous yet, but I just have so many questions. Like, even today I was asking my coworker, hey, how much is it, like, once the baby's delivered? Like, does the insurance cover it? Like, things like that, right? He was telling me that for his second baby, he had to spend, I think the insurance covered him for just about everything. And then the rest, it was like $7,000 from his point. But then there's other programs that the insurance will cover everything. And so I'm like, well, hopefully it covers everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if not, it is what it is.
Yeah. That's another thing. It's like, here I am when people say, oh, buy one, get one free. It's like, no, I had to pay for both twins. Like, it wasn't buy one, get one free. Literally, it's on the bill. Like, baby A was $7,000. Baby B was,
Oh, okay.
And I'm just like, damn, like everything. They charge you twice for everything.
Yeah. For the people that don't know, it's because Bere has twins. That's why she's saying all of this. So that's crazy because I would think, obviously, since, like you said, you had both of them at the same time. So it's kind of like discount.
Right? Yeah. And so when my insurance billed us, I don't even know if this is like accurate, but I had asked for an itemized bill.
Oh, for each individual, each of the babies.
I got the bill, and then I I called my insurance and I was like, hey, I received the bill, but I just wanted to request an itemized bill.
Yeah.
And they were like, and I had just seen a TikTok video on this. I didn't really know what I was even talking about.
Right. I think I saw that about like medicine or things like that, right?
Yeah. And so it dropped $1,600
No
when I got
way.
the itemized bill. And I was like, oh, it did work. I don't know what they charged me for, because at first I didn't have an itemized bill. I just had like a general bill.
Yeah.
And then when I got the itemized bill, everything was on there. And that's when it was like twin A, twin B, like this, that, like everything was on there. But it was different from the original bill I had gotten.
That's
and I was
crazy.
like, you guys tried to get me for $1,600.
And those $1,600, it was actually money that you were going to pay, right?
Yeah, it was out of pocket.
Not the insurance.
No.
Okay. Because I hear that a lot, right? That at times hospitals or whatnot, they'll upcharge the insurance because they know they can pay, they have all the money to pay or whatnot.
Right.
But man, for them to be upcharging like people, man, that's crazy.
And it's like, I'm just one person that asked for an itemized bill. How many people do they get away with that didn't even ask for the bill? They just paid it.
Yeah.
So
that's insane. And that goes for everything if you think about it, right? When you like get a quote for your house or things like that, they'll just give you a lump sum or installation and then material, but they give you a total amount. And at times if you ask for like, well, how much of materials, then you start making the math and like, well, if it's only going to take him a day to do this, how much is he really charging me, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Cause that's what I do for a living. I do estimates.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
even when I go get my nails done, I'm like, I don't even ask, like I always go. So I just go get my nails done. And then at the end, they give me the bill and I pay.
Yeah.
And it's always different. And I'm like,
oh, what the heck?
I get the same thing. So why is it always different, you know?
And you go to the same one?
Yeah, for the most part. So I'm just like,
So when you go to the same girl or same location, it's always a different price?
Yeah. And I mean, sometimes I get like a different design or something like that. So, I mean, I get it. But it's like, sometimes I'm like, last time I paid like 67 and now it's like 82. And it was like damn near the same thing.
Can you itemize it?
Right? It's like, can I ask everywhere we go, Starbucks, can I get an itemized bill for this wrap?
You go to Starbucks a lot.
I do.
Right? Why do you like going to Starbucks a lot?
I don't know.
Do you feel like it's a girl thing?
Honestly, I feel like... Oh, okay, I'll be honest. For me, it's something to do. Okay. Because it's like sometimes my twins are not napping at home. So it's like I put them in the car, I drive around for 30 minutes and they're knocked out. So it's like I'll grab a quick coffee while I'm out.
How much are you spending on a coffee, if you don't mind?
Probably asking? Like $6-7.
Golly. And you go to Starbucks every what? Like every maybe 5 times a week?
No.
Less?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's people that go to freaking Starbucks every day. And the thing is, man, I still don't understand. Just make your coffee at home.
Yeah.
It's like 50 cents or whatnot, maybe $1 if you count the creamer, like little things like that. But there's a lot of people that I guess they love that experience of going to Starbucks, you know, getting their coffee or going to the, how do you call them? Baristas. And the usual or whatever. Like I think they see it in movies or that picture thing that they just want to have that experience. But for me, it's just like, dude, just make it at home. It's so convenient, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't understand it.
I mean, realistically, when I look back, I'm like, why did I just spend that money, you know?
Oh, so like, you second guess it.
Yeah, because sometimes you get a freaking $7 drink and then it tastes like shit. And I'm just like...
Right. That's been another thing too.
Oh my God, it's so annoying.
And I think that's been my motivation too, that at times I've gone to Starbucks. Okay, you know what? We're on the road or whatever. Let's stop by Starbucks so I can continue driving or whatever. Then I get it and it doesn't like wake me up or it doesn't hit, right? The flavor's not even that great. Or if it is good, it's a bunch of sugar at the end of the day. So I just avoid it. But I don't know. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me
I
at all.
also think it has something to do with like social media, like just being that like oh, Starbucks, you know, I have something to take a picture of, because are you taking a picture of your boring black coffee at home? No.
I do. I record.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the average person does, but I'm saying like the girl like vibe.
I was gonna say that because it became almost like a trend,
right?
The little Starbucks cup, like Nels did, you know what I mean? Like it's a vibe, right?
Right.
For me, I see it as basic, dude. When I see it, when I see a girl with her,
damn, he's calling me out.
Nah, it's just, but you agree in a sense, right? Because it's you get your Starbucks cup, you take a picture of it. Oh, today, and you even take a picture at times of like
the logo.
Yeah, the logo, and then almost, this is what I got. Like this is my drink, or you know what I mean? Like I don't know, I just don't get it.
Yeah, no, I think it. But again, it goes back to like the brand being who they are. It's like, I don't know. I think that's kind of goals, to be a brand that people want to rep that fucking hard. And
do you ever wonder about what's so special about that brand? Because it's a freaking what do you call them? A mermaid?
Yeah.
It's like a mermaid.
Yeah.
What does a mermaid have to do with Starbucks?
I don't know. You know, I actually watched like a documentary on it, but I forgot what it represented. But yeah, it's literally a mermaid.
So they say the actual logo of Starbucks, I think it's a mermaid with I guess the tail or whatever, like split open.
Right.
But it was too aggressive, or it wasn't like they weren't able to like sell it out to the market because it was going to start bringing up like a lot of questions or whatever. So they cut it. That way you don't actually see the actual tail of the mermaid, like actually like wide open. So, I mean, maybe this is not true or not, but from what I remember, supposedly, and I don't even know if it's because of this being addicting or just the people's minds, but since the tail of the mermaid is like open, it's kind of, and it's a woman, it's kind of like, oh, you're coming for like this addicting, like kind of relating it to sex, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so since it's like wide open, like, and she's holding the tail open, and I don't know if it has to do with that or psychologically, or
I don't know, but there is a chokehold that Starbucks has these girlies on, and I want to know what it is, because it's crazy.
Yeah, it really is.
Supposedly they were supposed to boycott them because they were like supporting like the war in Gaza or something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't see anyone doing it. So I'm like, people literally don't care.
They don't care because they're more worried about posting it on social media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's why I'm saying, like, I get it. It's wrong. And maybe it's controversial for me to think like this, but it's like, damn, like, what are they doing that people just like that Stanley Starbucks collab cup?
Oh yeah, that's another one.
People were doing like 3-hour lines for them. Like, people were fighting over him. The resale value is like $200. So it's like, damn, like, I get it. Maybe they're a shit company, but like, they must be doing something right for people to be repping them so hard.
Or do you think that people are just freaking followers, man?
I do think we're in this, like, living in a society where it's like, people are just doing things like for Instagram. People are doing it for TikTok. Like, what's cool? What's trending? Let me do this.
Yeah, because now, if you think about it, like, let's say if a big company, let's say like Stanley, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe they get like, let's say 100 influencers that they're posting this one cup. Like, oh my God, I finally got my Stanley cup or whatever. Oh, what do you mean finally or whatever? Then another girl posts it, so now it becomes a thing, right? Mm-hmm. So that's why they're posting. They're making it like an exclusive thing that, like, if you see all this high influencers posting the same thing, it's gonna cause the rest of the girls or whatever, or people want to be having the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it's just pure marketing.
Yeah. It's brilliant, though.
Yeah.
It's so smart.
Because what's so special about that Stanley Cup?
You know what's so funny? I have a Stanley Cup.
So you got it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
No, well, I just have a regular Stanley Cup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't wait 3 hours for it. But my boyfriend got like one of those metal, like stainless steel, like cups.
Oh, okay.
At like Five Below, which it's like $5.
Right.
And I I make him lunch every morning, and so I made him like I fill the cup with ice, and then I put like a drink in it so that by lunchtime it's still cold.
Right.
So anyways, I gave him a Stanley Cup, my Stanley Cup to take, and then he was like, okay, cool. And then he's like, I just gave him his Five Below cup.
Yeah.
And he brings it back, and his Five Below cup still had ice in it when he brought it back. Mm. And he was like, see, my Five Below cup is even better than your Stanley. It still has ice in it. Your Stanley Cup had melted the ice. And I was like, I mean, he does have a point. He's like, my cup was $5. Your cup was like $40.
Yeah, and it goes back to a lot of different things. Like even at the grocery store, right? When they have the brand cereal, and then you have like quote unquote the knockoff or the store brand.
Right.
They say it's the same thing at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But you're just buying the brand.
The name.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. I believe it.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess it's crazy how marketing and just the people's minds, how people are easily controlled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think now more than ever, again, because of social media.
Yeah.
I think back then it was a lot harder to influence people because there was no social media, or it wasn't as big as it is now.
Right.
But now it's like every day people live on their phones, so it's so much easier to influence them.
Yeah. Do you ever turn off your phone by any chance, or do you like?
I just put it like on silent, like on do not disturb.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you actually do that?
Yeah, I do.
Every day, or?
It's programmed, yeah, from like 7 p.m. to like 7 a.m.
I just put it on vibrate. So when you do that, do you like not get no calls or messages, or how does that work?
All the calls go to voicemail, all text.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah.
Dang, you're not worried about like having like an emergency call or something like that?
Well, all the important people like are right there with me, but I mean, if they call twice, it'll ring.
Oh, really?
On vibrate, yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, if they call twice, like back to back, it'll actually go through.
Like it'll bypass it. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know that. I learned something else.
Yeah, and then all the texts will still come through, but like on silent, and then all notifications are silenced. They still come through, but I'm not like notified. Like the notification won't pop up.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. So when we first messaged, to kind of change it up a little bit, you said you wanted to talk about what was it? ¿Cómo se llama esta cosa?
Like bridal parties.
Oh, there we go. Bridal. There we go. Yeah.
Bachelor parties.
Yeah, exactly.
Congratulations on your engagement.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, by the way. I got the ring like literally the day before.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the day before, and it was one of those things that like, fuck it, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it like now. Yeah, de una vez. Yeah.
Wow, that is crazy.
I mean, I had thought about it, right?
Obviously, yeah.
But I was kind of like, dude, I just wanted to make it special in the sense that like her close family were there, and then also the date was I'm even forgetting the date. It's 2/24/24. So I'm never going to forget that date, which I almost kind of forgot right now. 2/24/24. But yeah, it's just like 222s and 444s. And like, you know, they say that, angelic numbers or whatever. So yeah. And then also think, at least in my point of view, right? I just didn't want to, this is going to sound wrong because everybody's situation is different. But for me, it's like, at least at work, I didn't want to be like, oh yeah, me and my girlfriend had a kid. Like I want to say like, oh, my fiance. Yeah, exactly. So if you're watching this, hint. Do you have a ring there? I don't see a ring there. Hint. Yeah. But you get it, right?
No, yeah. It's almost embarrassing.
Yeah, in a sense, right? So I just wanted to be like, oh, at least fiance, like, right. Oh yeah, me and my fiance are expecting a baby, and just like, you know, it sounds more like formal.
Yeah, for sure. And then, well, yeah, but insurance too. Like, you guys should get married because she'll probably be able to go through your insurance.
Okay.
Well, totally off subject, but like that's what I thought too. I was like, when I got pregnant, I was like, I can go through your insurance because you know, I need insurance. Like, how the fuck are we going to pay for this birth?
Yeah. So how'd you guys do it? If you don't mind me. You don't have to go in details.
Well, we didn't get married, but...
Another hit. Yeah.
But I just went through like my insurance that I had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this might be another hint, right? Bet and you can pay me later for this podcast. And no, so okay, so before I proposed to Chelo, right? And I want to get your input. I had received two different inputs, like more, right? But they were telling me, "Oh, are you sure you want to propose on the gender reveal?" Because I think Chelo would want her own like special thing for her. Mm-hmm. From an outsider perspective, how do you see that? Would you mind? Let's say if it was your own gender reveal, would you have mind the way I did it, or would you rather have your own special moment just between you guys?
Yeah, I think I would want my own special moment. And we've talked about it before, like, because a lot of people propose on like Christmas too, or
yeah, they say that's kind of tacky in a sense.
Yeah, and so I mean, not that it's the same thing because they're different, but to me it's like every moment has its time.
Yeah.
And then it's like we're just mixing both together, so it's like I want the gender reveal to have its moment, and then I want us to have like our moment, you know?
Gotcha.
So that for me, I would want to have like my own like engagement date.
And would it be just you two, or would you want like your family to?
You know, I used to say I wanted like this huge thing and stuff, but the older I get, the more I'm like, absolutely not. Like, I just want it to be him and I, and obviously like a photographer or someone like recording or something.
Yeah.
To have like that memory, but I wouldn't mind if my family was there or like friends and stuff.
But it wouldn't be a priority.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not really like picky though. Like I'm not, it's not that I'm not picky. It's that I feel like that's your guys's, which goes back to what you asked me. Like, would you want it to be on your date? I feel like that's the one job that you guys have as men. Like, this is your opportunity. This is your time. However you decide to ask me,
exactly,
is up to you.
Yeah,
my job is to say yes or no. Like that's not whatever you decide to do. Like that is your responsibility, and how you decide to plan it, how you decide to go about it. I think that's part of the engagement. Like you took the time to think that this gender reveal and this moment with your family was going to be important to us. And I respect that as my significant other, you know, as Chelo for you. And then for me, it's like whatever he decides to do, it's like, I'm going to respect it because that's what he thinks is good for us or me, you know?
I agree.
So
because I did go back and forth within myself, like, oh man, should I just do it between me and her? But then I feel like the date was so special, like 2/24/24. It's like I want to do it before our baby is born, just because I wanted to be like, okay, our circle is forming, our family is forming together, and just wanted to make sure that it was like a formal thing, like my fiance now. And like you said, I almost feel like exactly how you said it, like this is my thing for me to you, and I wanted to do it in front of your family. Like now for the wedding, whatever you want to do, whatever you want, you have.
That's ours.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. And I completely agree with that, because it's like people are always going to talk shit and people are always going to have something to say, but it doesn't matter. It's at the end of the day, like what you and her want. And like I said, the engagement was completely yours. Like that was your time to decide what, you know, was gonna be good for you guys.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's just a ring, dude. Like it's just a freaking ring. At the end of the day, what matters is the paper you sign, right? Or that commitment you guys are freaking like
that prenup.
Just kidding. Do you believe in prenups?
I mean, yes and no. If you have something to protect, I do think it's a good asset to have, because it's like things happen, and if like you're a millionaire and you have all these properties, all these investments, and you know, you want to protect that, it's like I don't see anything wrong with it. I
agree. Because then the argument with that is, well, if you love me, there shouldn't be a prenup. But the argument against that is, well, if you really truly love me, you shouldn't really care about my things.
Exactly.
Right?
Right.
So, yeah. It can go both ways.
Right.
So, all right. So, the bride of... Fuck, what is it called again? The bride of...
Bachelorette.
Bachelorette. Okay.
Yeah.
So, you said you had a horror story? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I think this was like I think it was right after COVID, actually. Because we were still kind of on the verge of wearing masks or not, I remember. But anyways, I had a friend ask me to be like in her bridal party, to be her bridesmaid. And at the time, me and her were really close. So I was like, yes, of course. I was honored, And it was me, 2 other friends, her and her sister. Yeah. So it was 4 bridesmaid, and then the bride. And so she asked me to be her bridesmaid, and then it was like during COVID. So they were going to do like a civil wedding. So we do the civil wedding. She made us all buy dresses for the civil wedding, which we did. And then she was going to have like a ceremonial wedding, which was like a bigger reception, bigger party. So we had to all buy dresses for that occasion too.
Damn.
And they weren't like $20-$30 dresses. No, they were like $150 dresses. Okay. So we're already at like $300, right?
Just
and
the wedding, dresses.
Yeah, the wedding's still not even here.
Dang.
Hair and makeup is another $100.
Oh, okay.
But the real like thing was the bachelorette party. She was like, "Oh, I want to have a bachelorette party in Puerto Vallarta."
Yeah.
And we were like, "Okay, like that's fine." And the round trip ticket was $600 for just the flight. And then she wanted to stay at like this Airbnb that was like another $800. It was just a big extravaganza. And I was like, God damn, like we're like $3,000 in for a bachelorette party. She wanted to go on this yacht, like just like
for each girl?
Yeah.
$3,000.
Yeah, between hotels, because it was like an Airbnb and then a hotel.
Yeah.
And then between the flight, she wanted us all to color coordinate. So the day you landed, you had to be wearing, the day we flew, we had to be wearing black. The day we went to dinner, we had to be wearing red. The day we went to to a pool party, we had to be wearing like pink.
Yeah.
So it's like, those are all outfits I had to buy.
Right.
So anyways, it just brought up like this, like I went to the store, to like the grocery store, because we were staying at an Airbnb, like a house.
Okay.
So I go and I buy like bottles of tequila, chaser, food, snacks, stuff to make like quick breakfast, stuff like that. And I take it to the house. I didn't ask anybody for any money. Like I was just like, we just need like stuff, waters, juices, stuff. And then this other girl goes to the store and she buys like a couple little like grocery items. And she comes back and she's like, "Oh, here's the receipt so you guys can split it with me."
Oh, shit.
And I was like, dude, I just spent like damn near $200 and I didn't ask you for anything, you know? But I was like, okay.
You should have brought yours up.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, it's fine. Like, don't worry about it. So like I paid her whatever cut it was between like all of us, which was like, it was nothing really, because she literally only bought a couple items. Then the next day she goes back to the store and she brings us the receipt again. And now I'm like, okay, girl, like,
I'm not
going to keep paying you for the fucking 20 pack of gum you keep buying. Like, I'm sorry.
Oh, shit.
Like, it was just so like the smallest, dumbest thing she wanted to get paid for. And I was like, that's fine, but if you want to be like that, then I'm going to be like that, you know?
Yeah.
So then I was like, oh, pues si estamos cobrando, me debes lo que yo pagué from the grocery store like 2 days ago. And she was like, oh, well, how much is it? And I was like, oh, well, and my bill was big, you know, because I had bought in 2 bottles of, like, I had bought in a bunch of stuff for the house. No. And so my bill, I don't remember the exact amount, but it was a pretty large amount. And she was like, oh, And like, si so mencita, y like, no me los daba, no me los daba. And then finally she was like, oh, here's your cut. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And she's like, you're not going to charge anyone else? And I was like, well, no one else has charged me other than you. Like, I'm not going to go charge everybody if we're all like pitching in for stuff, you know?
Right.
But if you're being so like adamant about me paying you for the smallest things, then you can pay me too.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyways, I think she got like this animosity towards me or something. Like, it was weird. The rest of the trip, she was just like on one. Like, she wouldn't include me in pictures. She would like push me to the side. She would. And so to make matters worse, this was the bride's sister.
Damn.
So then the bride also kind of like took her side. And I was like, girl, I'm paying literally almost $3,000 to be out here with you just to like feel left out.
Yeah.
And these are people you don't really know, you know, because she's the bride. Like, we all know the bride. So it's like you're in another country, like with people you don't know. And then like people are being shady and like rude. And like one time we had ordered like an Uber to go to like the club we were going to. And like they were like, oh, well, you don't fit.
What?
And I was like, so do I just go alone?
Yeah.
And this other girl that was on the trip, which is actually my best friend now, was like, I'm going to go with you. Like, you're not going to go alone.
What
and they were like, oh, well, the Uber only fits 4 people. So you have to order your own Uber.
Damn.
And I was low-key, I was like, what the like, is this really happening to me right now? Like, and now that I look back, I'm like, I hate that I didn't stand up for myself in that moment, because it's like these things happen to us and like we don't speak up in the moment, and then people think it's okay to treat us like that, you know? Mm-hmm. So anyways, the other girl in the bridal party was like, hey, like, I'll order another Uber with you. So she got out of the Uber and we ordered another Uber, and we were kind of like, what the fuck is their issue? Like, what is going on? Like,
so she was able to catch on to everything.
Yeah, she was like, they're so wrong. Like, that's so fucked up. Why would they even let you like go in another Uber by yourself?
Yeah.
So then that day we went out to the club and like we were drinking, whatever, it was fine. And then we went back to the house and we kept drinking. And then it's a bachelorette party. So like we all got super hammered and we all go in the pool. And we all go like skinny dipping. And it was like, it was like funny because like it was like all girls, like it was a bachelorette party. Like there's nothing wrong with it, you know?
Right.
Whatever, that happens. The next morning we wake up, we have breakfast. And I think that was just like a chill day because we were all super hungover. And then the following day was the day we all just went home. So we all kind of have different flight times, and me and this girl, the same girl I took the Uber with, had the same flight. So we were like sitting in the airport waiting, and we had a group chat, and someone messages and they say, hey, can you guys send all the pictures from the trip? And the same fucking girl sends a picture of me in the pool.
No way.
Yeah.
Well, and this is the point where you guys were skinny dipping.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And I was livid.
Yeah.
I was like, that is so fucked up. Like, you are so wrong. Like, damn. I went off. And the sister, the bride, who's my friend, was just like, there's nothing wrong. Like, we were all having fun. Like, I don't see why you're upset. Like, just let it go. And I was like, you're part of the problem. Like, how do you not see that there's something wrong with that? You know, like if I had a sister and she would do some shady shit like that,
you would call her out.
Fuck yeah. I'd be like, dude, like you're so wrong. Like you need to apologize and you need to delete that right now.
Right. First of all, she's being careless that you spend all this money, your time and effort just to make it out there.
Right.
That's insane.
And so we're in the airport about to like board our flight, and me and this girl were like, what the fuck? Like, and I'm like, I'm so glad she didn't send that when I was there, because I would, and she knew what she was doing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you didn't do that. And that was her excuse. Like, oh, I'm sorry, we were drunk. Like, I didn't know that was in there. And it's like, yeah, we were drunk when we were there.
Yeah.
But you weren't drunk sending it.
Was there anybody else in the pool with those pictures? Like,
no, it was just me.
And
that's how I knew it was like targeted. I knew it was just like, oh, like, here you go, you know? Because if it would have been like a group picture or it would have been like something funny with someone else or something, it would have been like, okay, it was part of it.
Yeah. But
no, it was like specifically like zoomed into me. And I was like, girl, like, you are so fucking childish. So it brought up that point where it's like, we spend all this money. There's like this social, again, goes back to social media, that like, we want to show off all this like extravagant lives. And there's this social pressure for us to be good friends, to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on an event that it's like, dude, I remember bachelorette parties used to be like a weekend in downtown.
Yeah.
And it's like, you would wear your little bride sash, go out to downtown, party, have fun. And that was it. And now it's just become this like huge event. Everybody like goes all out, and it's like, that's fine if you got it like that, but it's like, why are you putting this pressure on people that don't?
Yeah.
Just because they're your friends.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. The whole thing about, I don't know, like the whole thing about having a bachelor party or bachelorette party, I get it, right? It's like, I guess a celebration, like, oh, your last night out type of thing,
Single,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But in reality, you're not single, right? So I don't know, like, because I'm trying to put myself in a situation, because the way that movies portray it, it's like a crazy ass night, doing all these kinds of things,
hangover style, right?
Right. But then at the same time, don't you think if you were to be all like out and about doing those things, your partner's gonna get mad at the end of the day?
Of course, yeah.
Like, would you get mad if your partner went out like to a strip club and like party it up and all that stuff?
Probably not. To like a strip club? No, because it's like, you're just, I mean, you're not going to blow like $2,000 at a strip club, because then I'm going to be upset.
But it's
like,
it's not about the money. It's about like the action of him being there.
Yeah, I wouldn't be upset.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. But just for that night? Or do you just or you don't really care if he goes out to strip clubs?
Well, no, just for the night.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, for the sake of like his bachelor party, like just one night. Like, if he was consecutively doing it like every weekend, it'd be a problem.
Yeah.
But no, just for like the sake of his bachelor party, like, hey, we're gonna go to the club, then the strip club, and then I don't know.
But why do you even think that's even a thing, though?
I don't know. Well,
so why would he even accept it, though?
Well, because that's what guys do.
Not all guys. The media, the movies say that, but why isn't it even an accepted thing?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, just, like you said, maybe it's because that's all we have seen in movies, that like we assume that that's like what to do. I don't know what guys do. I mean, from what I've seen, friends that get married and stuff, cousins and stuff, like they have their bachelor trip, but I've never seen them go to like a strip club. You're right. I've only seen them go to a strip club in like movies or like celebrities.
Right.
A lot of times like people go on like boat trips or like jet skiing. And then like at night they'll do like dinner and then the club and then call it a night.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So this incident that you experienced with this bachelorette party, was it recent, a couple years ago?
Yeah, this was like 2020. It was a while back.
Like, okay, like 4 years ago? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. And did you guys go to a strip club?
No, we didn't.
Oh, okay.
No.
Because there's girls that go to strip clubs, like male strip clubs and all that.
Right. Yeah, no, we didn't.
Is that something you would do?
I mean, yeah, I would.
Oh,
I mean, for my
shit.
for my bachelorette, you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh no, I wouldn't go.
Oh, okay.
But like if If I was in a bridal party and they would want to go, like, yeah, I would go.
Oh shit.
We're back. Yeah. No, but like, I don't see anything wrong with
dude,
it.
I would be fucking like livid, man.
Oh, you would?
Yeah, fuck that, man. I don't know, man.
But what would you be upset about?
Dude, I've heard so many things about like freaking like bachelorette parties. So many.
Yes, but
so you have, right? You heard about them.
Yeah. But I think that's just the trust you have in your partner. Like, just because you're going to a strip club doesn't mean you're going to go do that. But
you're there. You're in that environment, though.
Yeah. I still don't think it would happen.
There's even... I'm not a big Kanye West fan, right? But there's a line that he says, like... I think I'm probably going to butcher it, but he says... How can you be faithful in a room full of hoes? Or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just like, dude, like, okay, I'm here and I don't want to do anything. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean, if they're just there for the sole purpose of watching girls shake ass, it's like, so be it. You know? It's like, that's all it is.
Yeah.
But if you guys are there for more than that, then that's up to you. Like, I've always been a firm believer, like, you cannot control a man.
Yeah.
Like, you are not there to control the man. The man's going to do whatever they want to do, whether you control him or not.
Yeah, and I agree.
You know?
Yeah, I totally agree. My mentality back then would be like, I would be getting fucking pissed, right? I would be like, what the fuck? Like,
toxic.
Yeah, big time, right? I would. And that's me being 100% like honest. Now my mentality is like, okay, if you want to do that? Then that means I can do the same, and I can't guarantee what's going to happen.
Right.
And I'll just be like, but I feel like it became, I guess, a maturity level that, okay, that's what you want to do. Mm-hmm. If I accept that, then it's up to me. But if not, I'm not even going to get mad. Yeah, I might get mad, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be like, woo, my man's at the strip club.
Yeah, but I'm going to be like, all right, cool. He wanted to do that. It's up to me if I want to accept it or not. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but fuck, dude, that's... Man, I don't know. You think your man would be good with you being at the strip club?
I don't know. Are you?
Oh, man.
We've never had that conversation. So I'm not sure how comfortable he would be. So,
dude, is he busy right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is busy.
Because the boys go to sleep at 7:30.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to ask him, like, real quick, just, hey, would you get upset if Bere...
You know what? I will say him and I have a very open,
like swingers and shit?
No. Yeah, I was going to say open relationship, but we don't. Yeah. No, but we're very like open communication as far as like what I'm comfortable with, what you're comfortable with.
Right.
And like I still go out with a couple of my friends. He still hangs out with like a couple of his friends, and like we know each other's boundaries. We know what's okay, what's not okay. Right. And so I feel like if he were in a bachelor party, or if it is his bachelor party and he wants to do certain things, I feel like we would have that discussion. Like, okay, well, I'm comfortable with you doing this, this, and that, but this is where I draw the line.
Right.
And same thing with
me. So what would be that line that you would be drawing?
I mean, you could look, but
okay,
like you can't go past that.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, but let's say you're at the strip club, right? And then the girls will like grab the guy's hands and like, oh, what about that?
Then that's
like
your place to say like, hey, no.
Like, no, please, no. Nah, you're there with your boys.
It's up to you.
But you're not gonna know.
Everything that's done in the dark comes to light.
You think so?
Mm-hmm. Someone will have a phone recording. And trust me, girls are crazy. I will go to that strip club's page, go to their story, and watch the background.
Hack into the cameras.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will find out.
I don't know, man. I've always thought about that, right? Because going back to the same thing, right? That it's what we see on movies about like bachelor parties, bachelorette parties. we see that, and that's like the thing to do, right? Or for girls when they're out there like celebrating, they're all wearing like penis stuff and things like that. Like, to me, I think it's kind of ratchet, man.
Yeah.
It's
I agree.
Yeah.
I just think there's levels to it too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like maybe if you're like 21 getting married, you're doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel like once you're older, like, I'm not gonna go to the club and pay $1,000 for bottle service, get hammered, and feel like shit the next day. Like, to me, ideally, I want to go to the spa. I want to get a massage. Like, it's like a whole different vision.
I was gonna ask you that. So, what would be like Bere's current moment right now, bachelorette celebration?
I would probably do brunch. Like, I low-key want to do like LA brunch though, because they do like day parties and they like go all out. They play music, they dance, and they do like bottomless mimosas and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I would want to do like a spa day, like massage, facials, that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay. You see, for me, that's what I expect. Maybe because I'm older, maybe I'm a little bit more old school, but hey, man, go do your thing. Enjoy yourself. Treat yourself. You know what I mean? Like, go with your friends. Enjoy your time. Like, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Everything else that we were just talking about, because girls do it. I see it all the freaking time. Like, just out and about, like, people's stories, things like that. And that's just like, dude, that's freaking ratchet. Like, the woman that I'm going to be marrying
is acting like this.
Yeah, like, dude, that's going to be the mother of my kids. Like, fuck that. Like, nah, man. Like, I don't know, man.
No, I get it. I think it's just because we were on the subject where I would be okay with it personally, but realistically in my life, like, absolutely not. That's not the life that we're living, you know?
We're back on track.
I don't even, and you know what? We have talked about it. I've asked him, like, have you been to a strip club? Like, would you go? And yes, he has been. And no, he would never go again. He's like, I think it's fucking stupid for me to blow money on girls that are dancing like I would back in the day because I was a dumb kid. But like, as a grown adult, fuck no. Like, I'd rather take that money and go do something, you know?
That's what he said?
That's what he said. Crickets.
No, I get it.
Is that what he told you, girl?
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. No, definitely, right? But yeah, I don't know. Like, I think now just.
Well, would you have a bachelor party?
Fuck, I hardly even hang out with my friends, man. Like that. So for me, it's just keeping it as chill as possible, to be honest. So I think, to be honest with you, I wouldn't even do the whole party thing or anything. Like, now, I was gonna say, now if Chella wants to do that type of, she wouldn't, and I wouldn't either, you know.
Yeah.
And I think it goes back to the lifestyle or the person you choose to be with, right?
Right.
Because if you already know the person you're gonna be with, and you kind of have a feeling that she does that type of thing, then you guys are probably both at that level, right? So maybe you guys are careless. Oh, let him do his thing. If he wants to do that thing, grab that chick. It is what it is. He's going to come back to me and he's still my man. Like, that type of thing, right?
Right.
There's no right answer at the end of the day, right? But for me personally, I wouldn't respect that from my partner. So, and now with our current lifestyle, it's not even in our day-to-day lives that we do that type of stuff. It's more chill. So yeah, I don't even think she would do it. I wouldn't do it. So yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what my ideal bachelor party would be. I don't even think I would have one.
Probably chill at home, watch a boxing fight, drink a couple beers.
Yeah, just chill. Yeah, probably like something like a carne asada or something like that. It doesn't have to be like the movies. Huh?
Yeah, well, and that goes back to the original topic that it's like, it's so like much, there's so much pressure around like having these extreme events, like even holidays for like kids now. Like, I see people like going all out for like certain holidays, and I'm like, your kid is 3. Like,
yeah,
he doesn't need 8,000 presents for Christmas, you know? Like, I don't know. It's just is so like
everything is
intense
over the top just for social media at the end of the day, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, where did she have her bachelorette party? Like, what did they do? And it's like, oh, she just went to downtown. Like, fucking lame.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, like, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, even for, like, I think me and Chilla have spoken about, like, hey, what would you want for, like, a reception or celebration once we get married? What would you want? Dude, we're even thinking of keeping it, like, super, super small. Just because it goes back to the same thing, dude. As soon as you get older, your circle starts getting smaller and smaller. So what's the point of having so many different people that you're not even keeping up with on a day-to-day basis?
Right.
How would you picture like your celebration for a wedding?
I definitely want something intimate, but we both have big families.
Okay.
So
yeah, that makes sense.
It would have to. It would have to be like intimate, but definitely just our immediate family.
Right.
Especially him. He has a big ass family. But again, he's not, just because it's like, you're my aunt's aunt. Like, I'm not going to invite you, you know?
Yeah.
Like, sorry, Tia.
Yeah, no, I get you.
But it's just like, damn, like, there's so many people that it's like, no. Like, just immediate family. But that in itself is like 100 people.
Yeah. Damn, 100 people?
Yeah.
That's quite a bit. Yeah. I don't know. And it just, I don't know, like, it's crazy how mindsets change, because back then I was like, oh, like, I want to celebrate. But then it's just like, why? What's the point? Yeah, you guys are made this commitment between another, but I don't know. I see it a lot more different.
I rather splurge on things like a really nice photographer.
Yeah.
Or like a really nice videographer or something, like where my pictures are going to be like so nice and I'm gonna have those for a lifetime, you know?
Right. Or even like you said, I thought you were going to, in the sense, okay, cool, we'll do a small little thing, right? And maybe a small venue just for the immediate family. But for me, it's just like all that extra money, I'll rather just like, you know what, save up for our future or for a car that you want or whatever. Because dude, weddings or quinceañeras, all those kinds of events are freaking expensive.
So expensive.
Yeah. That was one of the things that I thought when I'm like, that I was having a girl. I'm like, oh shit, quinceañera. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But why do you even have to follow that trend also? You know?
I don't know. It's like, I mean, I had a quinceañera and I look back and my parents spent, from what I remember, like a good $25,000.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, now as a grown-ass adult, imagine having put, like, if they would have put that $25,000 in like a savings account, like what I would have had as an adult.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah. Do you talk to the people that attended your quinceañera?
I mean, I had an intimate quinceañera too, so it was
for $25,000?
Yeah, dude. Salones are like $13,000.
Fuck.
Just a salon.
Yeah.
Like, that is a lot of money. A dress is like $3,000.
Oh, hell no.
It's so expensive.
It's not even worth it. But they take advantage that people do it.
Yeah.
Because come on, like you can get
commercialized for it, you know? Yeah. I mean, I will say the quinceañera was like, I still like dream about that night. It was like one of the best nights of my life. And I do have amazing memories and it was a really fun time. So don't get me wrong. Like, I don't regret like having it.
Right.
Cause it was a lot of fun and that memory is always there, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, there is two sides to it. The pros and the cons.
Yeah.
I think maybe doing something just not as extravagant.
Yeah, exactly.
Because again, what is it for? It's to please other people. It's to impress other people. Like, oye, el compadre le hizo una fiesta a su hija, que había caballos, que había esto, que había lo otro.
Yeah.
That's all you want.
Yeah,
you know?
Everything just for one night, you know?
Yeah.
It's not worth it, man. And at least in my humble opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you heard anything like crazy from a bachelorette party aside from that one? I mean, that was kind of like your take from you being in one, but have you heard of like, oh, that somebody actually attended to like a strip club and they freaking something happened? Or nah, never heard of that?
No, I've never heard of anything.
Nah. Or any other like experience that somebody also experienced something similar to you? No? Or was that just that one occasion? Yeah. Yeah, because I don't know of any personal, but I've always heard of those stories, right?
That, Hong Kong.
Yeah, like down, like Hong Kong and all those different places. But yeah, I think it just leads to actions not being good from both sides.
For sure.
Yeah.
I agree. I think if you put yourself in situations, it's like, well, what did you expect, you know?
Right, yeah.
But I think it just depends on you and your significant other.
Yeah.
Like, what did you guys talk about? What did you guys agree on? Like, what are you guys comfortable with? Because, I mean, if you are doing a bachelor party, then, I mean, you're there to have fun, clearly. Like, you're not there to, like, drink coffee and go to sleep at 6, you know?
Yeah.
So if you decided to have a bachelor party, then that's something that you and your partner have to talk about. What are we okay with? What are we not okay with? Me and him have always said that we're going to do like a co-ed one.
Dude, I was just thinking about that. Is that even a thing? A co-ed one? I think that's pretty cool.
I don't know if it is or it's not, but his friends are really cool. My friends are really cool. We have mutual friends. So we would just do a co-ed one. That
makes a lot more sense than anything, right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you guys are both celebrating that you guys are going to unite.
Exactly.
That's crazy. I wonder why that's not even a thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe because...
also, I think people take advantage. I don't know, but I really do think that some people take, like, Bachelor, My Last Single Night, very literal. And it's like, it's not literal.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You're still engaged.
Yeah.
You're not single.
Yeah.
So I do think that back then people would take it very literal.
Yeah, I agree.
And then I feel like it just got more and more like civilized, and so now people don't take it as literal. But
all right, I think that's pretty dope. I think the queer thing, I think that's something I would rather do, to be honest with you. Like, hey, let's if we have any friends that want to tag along, like a breakfast, like you said, maybe like a spa, like, hey, let's carne asada, like a weekend thing almost. Like, that's it. I think that would be super ideal.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Any hot topics that you might have? Anything that you saw in the news that maybe we should touch on or something?
No.
You saw the bridge that collapsed?
Yeah, that was crazy.
What do you think about that? I don't know much of it. I just saw the image of the bridge.
Yeah, I think it's very sad. I saw that the power on the ship had gone out, and then it comes back on, and then it goes back out. And so my only question is, at that moment when his power first went out, I don't know how ships work, but like whoever was controlling it, why didn't they make a call? Like, why didn't they notify the people that were on the bridge?
Yeah. Or even honking the horn, right? No, yeah, because at least to give a heads up to the people that were in that bridge, driving through the bridge, right? Because you figure if at one point the power went out or whatnot, you at least want to alert everybody that's passing by.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. The first thing that came to my mind when I saw the bridge collapsing was 9/11.
Yeah.
Right? It just collapsed without almost no hesitation. It just like
completely shattered, almost like if it was glass, because it touched this point and this point was already falling.
And I feel like that wouldn't happen if it wasn't intentional or pre-planned. Because my point of view, it would have made a dent and the ship would have struggled to even break it. But like you said, it snapped from both ends and it seems surreal. It almost seemed like it was pre-cut in order for it to fall off.
Wow. I don't know.
Similar to 9/11, that, you know how if the plane would have just crashed on top, it would have just been burning like on that level, right? But no, what happened? The whole building's just collapsed like all the way straight down, right? Same thing with this bridge. Why would it fall from both ends rather than denting or the ship or boat struggling to even get across. Like, you know, it would have probably even stopped it at one point or struggled a little, but no, it just collapsed. That was my initial thought when I saw that.
Yeah, damn. I hope that wasn't, the case, but I don't know. That was crazy, though. I feel really bad for everybody on there because I also read that it was mainly just like workers fixing the bridge.
Oh, really?
That passed.
Oh, wow.
There wasn't a lot. I don't know if there were any or many vehicles on there. I don't know about the vehicle part. Yeah. But I did see that the initial like rescue was for 8 of the workers that were working on the bridge.
That sucks.
So, I mean, maybe the bridge was defective if they were working on it.
Yeah. That's insane. Just so many different things that we get to experience and see through social media.
Yeah, sometimes I stay off social media because lately it's been really like heavy. I feel like there was a story about the baby Jailene, I think her name was.
Oh, about the mom that left on vacation?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about that?
Oh my God, it's so sad. It's so sad. I can't believe it. And so that's why I say I've been staying off social media because for some reason my TikTok and my timeline has just been filled with like all these sad news, and I'm just like, whoa, like it's too much. Like no, I need to like wind down from this,
So
but
go ahead.
But yeah, my thoughts on that, I think it's disgusting. I can't believe someone would be capable of doing something like that. Like, what? I mean, I personally think it was intentional.
Okay.
You didn't leave her thinking she would survive a week without you or 11 days without you, Where were the aunts and uncles, even the neighbors? I guess the neighbor had like a Ring camera or some sort of device.
Yeah.
And they played it in court, and you can hear the baby crying, screaming for her mom.
What?
And so I'm like, why didn't you guys do anything?
What the hell? Really?
Yeah. There's a video of it. Oh, it's not a video. Man. It's just like the audio of the surveillance camera from a neighbor's. And it's the baby literally crying for her mom.
Oh, man.
And you can hear how dry her throat is because she hadn't had anything to drink.
Oh, man, that's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's so sad. And the person that left her and abandoned her was the last person that she was looking for, which is absolutely heartbreaking. Like, how could you leave your daughter?
Yeah.
Insane. They even found, like, fecal matter inside her throat and inside her stomach because she ended up eating.
Oh, man.
So it just very, very tough graphic stuff. And I'm just like, wow, that is so sad. So sad. I just don't know how people like that are even capable of
and I was going to ask you even that because now, like, I didn't even know about, like, postpartum, things like that. You don't think this was any case of that?
And absolutely not. She tried to blame it on that.
Oh, did she?
Yeah. She tried to say that she had postpartum depression and that she needed a break and that's why she left her daughter.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, if
there's no way.
Yeah.
If you needed a break, you should have gone to a mental hospital.
Right. That or at least talk to somebody that, hey, you know what? Like, I'm going crazy.
You could have dropped the baby off at a fire department and said absolutely nothing and walked away, and that baby would have been safe and sound. But instead, I feel like she was selfish and she just left her.
Well, so let me ask you this. So, because I totally agree with you, right? But I want to get to the eyes of somebody that has experienced postpartum depression, right? Or psychosis. When you saw your boyfriend putting the baby inside of the drawer, was it something that you quickly snapped out of it? That you were able to get back into reality? Or does it last a couple of days or hours?
For me, it was within a 3-minute span.
Okay.
Where I would snap out of it.
Right.
So
it wouldn't have been for this girl that she was just going through this like postpartum psychosis that she like went out for maybe a couple of days and then like she was going through this.
No. Okay. Absolutely not. she was gone for 11 days.
Yeah, that's
There's
too
just
much.
no excuse.
Yeah, and especially if she's living it up, right?
Right. And there was pictures of her like having fun, drinking, partying. And then in her defense, she even said like, she said it in Spanish, like, no one knows what I was going through. And that's why I did what I did, because I needed this and I needed that. Yeah, your baby needed you.
Yeah,
like,
it's unacceptable.
Yeah, there's just absolutely no excuse or nothing for her.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just sad overall, but I'm glad she got what she got, which is still not enough, but...
Yeah, it's unacceptable. Do you know anything about the eclipse by any chance?
I don't know.
No, supposedly there's, you know what, I don't know too much, so I won't get too much into it, but supposedly there's going to be an eclipse, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong or not, but supposedly it's supposed to be dark for 3 days.
Oh,
like,
shit.
From what I heard, right? 3 days of like pure darkness because of an eclipse. But throughout all of those things are happening, and they're saying that all of this is going to be somewhat supernatural. That now even, and I saw this for sure, and I even heard it this morning or yesterday morning in the radio, that now they're coming up with this thing that there's this somewhat of a sickness that people start seeing people's faces as demons. So they're saying, hey, if you get to see that, you're suffering from this, all right? My thought process is like, something's happening or something's going to happen. And this is me putting two and two together, right? That something supernatural is going to happen. And they're trying to condition the people that maybe you are going to see demons, but they're trying to say, oh, it's because you're suffering from this condition. That's why you're looking at demons, but they're not truly demons. You're sick. So, but it's that the people seeing demons and stuff like that, it came out on the news already.
What the hell?
Yeah.
That's insane. No, I had no idea.
Yeah, and I don't know exactly when this eclipse is supposed to happen. I think it's this upcoming month, April. I'm not sure though, so don't quote me, but it's supposed to happen pretty soon.
Wow, that's crazy. They say women are supposed to wear like a red ribbon around their belly. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. For an eclipse?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Pregnant women.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like Mexican wives' tale. Old wives' tale.
What's the purpose for that?
Supposedly it protects you because eclipse can cause harm to the baby. Mm-hmm. So when you tie a red ribbon around your belly or a safety pin, they say.
Oh, yeah. I heard about that.
The safety pin also protects you. So I don't know. Yeah. Just a little what's it called? Old wives' tale, I guess.
Gotcha. They say not to look at the eclipse.
Right.
But then they also say not to look at the sun. And a lot of people say that it's healthy to look at the sun. Mm-hmm. Because you get like, I don't know, vitamins and things like that. Yeah. Ya ni se sabe, to be honest with you. Because now it's just like, if you do, damn if you don't. Mm-hmm. You know, the big pharma wants you not to be healthy, but then you don't want to risk it in case, just think, you never know, man. No. So many different things now.
Life is rough. Yeah. Must be nice being an alien, right?
Why? Why is that?
Because you don't have to deal with all this.
Fuck, man. Maybe they're looking down on us and like, what the hell?
Fucking idiots.
Seriously. Man, I felt the way, no offense to anybody, but I felt that way when the whole COVID thing happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at them squirming around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah, I think it's crazy, and I realized how controlled people are still till this day through media.
Yeah.
I thought we were waking up.
Social media is good, but it's also really bad, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's all about control, about how much you're intaking and what you're intaking.
Yeah. And the thing too, and this is key, and I think we're gonna wrap it up. We're at 1 hour and 20 something minutes. So we'll wrap it up. So something else that, and even I guess in a sense it's quote unquote profitable, or it helps the algorithm, right? Those clips and reels, at times, even the ones that we've talked about that hit like a lot of views and comments and all that go somewhat viral. They're taking a 1 minute clip without knowing the whole context
exactly.
of the conversation, right? Mm-hmm. Similar to when you see a headline of a news, people just go based on that rather than actually, you know what? I really want to get informed of this and I want to like know what's happening. Mm-hmm. Let's say, hey, this person's guilty because he did this. Right? Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, they start sharing it. What if this person was innocent?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but they just went because of the headline.
Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Any final words, Bere?
No. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Dude, I really like you coming onto the podcast. So hopefully you still don't mind the comments, man, because at times they bother you? But no.
I rarely read them, but sometimes I will, and I'm like, damn, you guys are rude.
Yeah.
But no, it doesn't bother me.
I'm glad you didn't get bothered by him. I'm the same way. There's times when I want to respond back. Mm-hmm. Oh, but I'm like, let them let them do their thing, man. Just let them. But I see some of them just like, man, like at times I'm like, man, I just want to post like their picture or something like, but
bad publicity is good publicity.
Yeah, so just let them do their thing. But all right, let's drop an emoji. What emoji should they drop in the comment section? Pick any. Something related to bachelorette parties.
Let's do the little like party emoji, you know, with the little birthday hat.
Okay. So
the celebration emoji.
Yeah, there we go. So we'll do that. So if you guys made it to this point, in order for you guys to let know Bere that you guys made it to this point, drop that emoji of the party celebration emoji, anything celebration. Subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers, 920 as of an hour ago. So subscribe to the channel. You can follow the podcast page on Instagram, TikTok, Bere. I don't know if you want to drop your socials. Yeah, Bernice. I always put it there, so I'll put it right there. Like I always like to say, it's a bigger risk not taking a risk. Till next time.
Bye.
Thank you, Bere.
Thank you.